Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the when to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter. If you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making, now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the when to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter. If you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making, now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should. My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit MrsDanielleDeVita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today. All right, we are live. I know I'm here just a tad bit early because sometimes I am just a minute or two late. So I wanted to come in a minute or two early. So welcome. If this is your first time, I thank you for tuning in. I will go ahead and post the link so you are able to get on. If you do comment, I appreciate it. If you, because I want this to be a dialogue. If you do decide to come onto StreamYard, you can do it either on or off camera if you'd like. So welcome. I'll be looking on both cameras, which is YouTube, Facebook here, and I'm about to go live on Instagram now. So welcome. We're live. So thank you for watching, Instagram family. My name is Danielle DeVita. So let's get right into it. I am Danielle DeVita. I am a relationship and femininity coach. And through, my coaching and observation, I just see I see and I hear a lot of things. And today I wanted to talk about actually two things. So I've been making my live shorter because I haven't been having dialogue. But today I'm going to talk about two things, and hopefully I can get you to listen and provide your input. So a lot of the content that I provide is for both men and women. I do think that vetting and relationship things are not just something that women need to know. Although women are very eager to learn about these things, especially when listening to a man, They love to learn these things. But I am coming to you from experience as a wife, as a woman who is married, trial and error. So when I come to you, it's not that I'm just jumping on the bandwagon and what I think should be done. I'm living it. So I just wanted to say that. But I do appreciate that you taking the time to watch my content come through. And my goal is to always help you to be a better version of yourself. That is one of my things. Help you to be the best version of yourself. And if you've listened to some of my content, there's two main reasons why, as a woman, you have issues in getting into the, the getting the person that you deserve. Would be one, you may lack femininity, in which I talk about that in a great detail on my channel. So you are able to go to Mrs. Daniel DeVito on YouTube, and you can get more information about being feminine, and how that all works out. The number two thing is you are staying in a relationship longer than you should. I would say that is also for men too. Staying in a relationship longer than he should, or he's not exuding some of the masculine energy that he needs to, not aggressiveness, but masculine energies. And I think a lot of people get them confused. You can be masculine and not be aggressive, because I do believe aggressive is rooted in insecurities, and assertiveness is rooted in confidence. So being confident is key. We live in a world where most people are modern and they don't really believe in some of the traditional values. However, when you listen to a lot of people who are modern, they still want some of the traditional views. An example would be a woman who wants the modern, she speaks like a modern woman, like woman of today's society, where they're okay with the 50-50. They don't want that strong, like a male leadership. They think everyone should be equal. If they believe in feminism, they think femininity and they want to be gender fluid and all those things. But then when you ask them about the type of man they want the man to be in a leadership role. But that's more of a traditional values. So you have a lot of people that still like some things that are traditional, but are trying to still live in a modern world. But today I'm not going to talk about that in particular. I'm going to talk about two things today. So the title today is looks versus personality. And then we're going to talk about settling. So this is a double standard that we hear often. We hear a lot of women say, a man does not want me for my looks. Or a woman, she may not have the looks, I should say, that man wants. And she says, well, he wants me to have a certain look, but he doesn't want me. He's saying he wants all these things in a woman, but I have that personality, but he doesn't want me. So you hear this with women who they say they're good women, they're all these things. They could be a great wife, but the man does not want them because they obviously don't have the looks to go with it. So you do see a lot of women who are, they're average looking, or they may not be, what most men are going after, but they have a nice personality and they feel like they're still not attracting the man they want. Well, it's funny that women like to say that, and, oh, he only wants to go after the Instagram chick, but I'm over here and I could be a great wife, but he doesn't want me because he's so busy worried about this. When in actuality, it's a double standard, because men do the same thing. Women do the same thing to men. You will look at a man and he could be a great dude and you don't want him because he doesn't have the look that you're looking for. And I'm not talking about just basic attraction, like, okay, he's good looking, but you want him look like, I don't know, Denzel 2.0, Michael B. Jordan, Tay Diggs, all these people. You want them to be looking like someone out of a magazine, these top men, and you would dismiss him, even though he has a good personality. He probably has a good job. He's this, but he don't look that good. Oh, he's not 6 feet tall. Oh, he's not this, he's not that. So I think it's funny that women many times you want a man to take you. You don't take care of your health, how you look, but he should want you because you're wife material. You can do all the things that most men say they want in a wife. Someone who's nurturing, loving, caring, considerate, all these things, can cook, have children. You're saying, oh, I can do these things. He should want me solely for this, but I don't want to have to put in the work of the effort of having the look that this man that I say I want. Oh, but he needs to do that. It's not enough that he can probably provide. He has good character. He has great personality. You can talk to him, but you friend zone that dude. But you go after the dude with the poor character. Oh, but he looks good. He can put it down, but he probably broke. And some of y'all, some cases, some of y'all are not with men who got all the money. But y'all with guys who taking advantage of for the money that you have. Sometimes he's broke. He don't do nothing. He's lazy. He don't take care of his children. But you knew that because when he wasn't, doing that things with you or with the first child, and you had another child with the same guy. Oh, but he looks good. So I do truly think it's a double standard that sometimes women are going after men for their looks, but they'll dismiss personality. But you want these same men to look at you for your personality. I think that needs to be looked into often. Then I'll say, because I'm trying to stay on course today because I know I kind of ramble. So let me write something down while I'm thinking about it. Okay, so now I want to talk about the personality that is what we call a stink personality. Have you met someone who looks good, but their attitude, their personality is so poor that it downgrades their look? And then you have some people they're average looking, nothing wrong with it. They're average, but their personality is so awesome that it bumps them up some. So we have this thing where there are people that we won't even give them the time of the day. We won't get to know their personality and who they are. We're so busy looking at their look, but it's something special about them that could really upgrade their look. Someone has this bright personality, it just makes them more desirable. And someone who has a stink attitude, it downgrades them. So I say when we hear people talk about you need to have, be an 8, a 9, a 10, and all those things, I think that should include personality, not just looks and personality. I think that if you're going to rate a woman or rate a man, it can't just be on looks. It should be looks and personality, because what good is it to be a 9 in looks and a 2 in personality? Like, that just downgraded you. Okay, that downgraded you. So I think if someone is saying, oh, this girl's an 8, she's a 10, she's whatever. If you're a guy, you need to say, okay, I'm no longer solely going to look at her looks. Not that her looks, I'm not going to look at her looks, but it needs to be her looks and her personality, her mindset. Like this, let's make it the whole package. She got to fill out the whole package, because if not, you're going to go down the same rabbit hole of choosing the same woman for her looks and wondering why you get the same kind of attitude, because sometimes women of a certain look may have these same types of attitudes. So you want to make sure you get someone that has both looks and personality. And this is for women and men. Some women are looking at men for their looks and how good they are in the bedroom or their money, and they have a poor character. A man who has good character is not going to stay broke long, because their character, their mindset is saying, I'm ambitious, I'm a go-getter, I'm going to do what I have to do. And when I get that money, best to believe I'm going to get the looks that I need, because I'm going to get that haircut I need, I'm going to get that outfit I need, I'm going to, hit the gym and get the whatever it is I need. Because I'm telling you, some of these people, you're looking at celebrities, but they have the money and the means. Because if I don't feel like cooking tonight and I want to eat something poor, but if I have money, I don't have to eat poor quality food. When I say poor quality, I mean health wise. Then you can go get a chef or do something like that. So money can add to some of these things. So again, looks and personality should go hand in hand. I'm always someone who's big on character. I believe that a person who has good character is going to be someone who is gonna put some of the time in those other things. But looks is something that's really just requiring effort. You don't necessarily need money, you need effort. So if you're a woman and you're saying, I don't have the looks, and we're not talking about your genetic looks, but like there's some things you really can't do to enhance your look by making sure you eat properly to be a certain weight. Not saying you have to be a toothpick. I'm saying you just have to be a presentable weight where you can fit properly in your clothes, or wear the proper, maybe it's not even your weight, it's the way you wear your clothes. Maybe you need an image consultant. Maybe you need to just change up your look. I've had to do that because I'm plain Jane. I've had to change up my image, the way I dress, because I can be a plain Jane. So if you're that person who doesn't wear makeup, Maybe you have to do something different. Maybe you have acne. You can do some things with that so you can change your look. But a lot of times we're looking at people solely on their looks and do not look at people's personality. It needs to be a combination of both. Looks is important because you want to be with someone that you're attracted to. It's just plain and simple. The question now is the standard of beauty. Is that men or women? Women. A lot of times when we think about beauty, we think about women. So why is it that we need to have our man to be beautiful? Like he needs to be, like you need to be attracted to him. But why are we getting to the point where our men must be like just drop dead gorgeous? Why? You want a man to have good character. You want him to take care of you financially, emotionally, physically. You want him to do all these things. This is what you want a man for, to be a good husband, a good father. And you want to be attracted to him. But why are we putting so much on men having a certain looks, men to be a model? Beauty should be the woman. Like you focus on being beautiful. You focus on being the romantic one, and all these things. We say we want masculine men, but oh my gosh, we want our men to be beautiful and thinking of all the most romantic stuff. Like we watch too much TV. I think this is like a fairy tale. The Fave One, I do appreciate you following me. I appreciate that. And all those who are listening, I truly appreciate it. So we get so caught up with looks, and we will dismiss. And when I say looks, I mean not just facial looks, but like you want someone who's ripped. You want someone who's a certain height, a certain build. And why can't we focus on the things that are important? Not to say that you should not be attracted to someone, but I think sometimes we put so much on preferences, and and that's why we're with people and having the same issues, because we had no standards. We didn't get someone who had standards. We didn't get with someone who had good character, but we focus solely on looks. So the question is, are we superficial as a society? I want to know. Are we superficial to the point that we throw character and personality out the window, and how someone could be a good husband, a good wife, and we just look solely on looks? Because there are a lot of men who are good providers and good men, but we have friend zoned these men. And, there's men who have friend zoned women solely because of her looks, which everything else, he would say she's awesome. Everything else, great conversation, but she just didn't look good. So the question is, are we not putting that much attention on looks as we need? I would say we're not putting that much attention on health, but we put a lot into looks. We do. And I think they're two different things, because there's a difference between being healthy and looking good. So many people are even doing a lot of plastic surgery, but they're still unhealthy in many ways, and what they're eating, how they're hurting their organs, or doing certain surgeries. So the question is, are we focused on being healthy people, or we focus on superficial looks? Are we focused on applying effort in how we present ourselves, or just strictly on being a beautiful face, men or women? So I hope that you realize this is a double standard. This is a standard that we have in society. And I really wish people will focus more on health, focus on putting effort and being more desirable to the person that you want to be with, or potential mates, but focusing solely on looks and dismissing other important standards is a flaw. If you're going to look at looks, at least look at the whole package. As I said, look at the entire package, not just looks, but personality, mindset, standards. Okay. So with that being said, if you choose to get with someone and you allow their personality and their standards to outweigh their looks, does that mean you're settling? So this is where we're going to get to the next part. Are you settling? A lot of times we hear women say this term, they're settling. I think men settle too. They just don't use this term as much as women. But the question is, what is settling? A lot of times people think because you're not getting what you want, then you've settled. And that's just not true. just because you can't always have what you want, it doesn't necessarily mean that you settle. First, ask yourself the question, do you have relationships in the past that were not good? Like lots of relationships, continual relationships that were not good. If that's the case, then that means you have poor judgment. So what you want is probably not going to work out until you learn how to make better decisions. And that's going to go through counseling, coaching, to figure out why you've made the decisions that you made, because sometimes we unconsciously make certain decisions based on our how we grew up and what we've seen, toxic behaviors. So there's a lot of reasons why we make poor decisions, or we just haven't learned wisdom yet. We haven't gotten wise. You utilize our experience to our benefit. So the question here is, when you decide, you know what, I can't get what I want, so I'll get this. Is that settling? No. No, settling is getting less than what you deserve. So on my channel, I always talk about, I want to help you find the man that you deserve. And you hear me say this often in my commercial. If you've seen my commercial, I say my goal is to help you find the right man that you deserve, for women. And if you're a man, my goal is to help you find the right woman that you deserve. Okay. And how is that possible? First, you have to be the best version of yourself, because when you're not the best version of yourself, you're not going to receive what it is that you need to receive, because you're not in a whole and healthy place, both men and women. Because a lot of times people think it's only women who are not healthy, but it's men who are in toxic relationships and things like that as well. So you want to get what you, okay, so first, be the best version of yourself. You hear me say this a lot. Be happy, healthy, full of peace, love, letting go of those toxic situations, those mindset, those ideas that you had, that made you bitter. Okay, whatever trauma that you had, get healed. Let those heal. Once you're the best version of yourself, you're naturally going to attract people who are like-minded. If you're and now there are going to come people your way that are not like-minded, but you don't have to entertain those people. These people don't have to remain in your life. So you can decide who you let in your life or not. Okay. When you decide, I'm going to let only people who have good vibes and full of the standards that and values that I admire, then these are the people that you're most likely may end up with. And that is not settling. So if you are someone who is full of love, peace, and all those things, and you find someone with those things, but they just did not happen to have all the wants you wanted. So you found a man who made 100,000, and I'm just an example. If you found a man who made 100,000, or you found a woman who's feminine, loving, and all these things, but neither one of those are like your top, like your to the T, exactly what you wanted. Oh, dark skin, light skin, tall, locks, this, long hair, curly hair. Like if you didn't find all of that, but they had the personality, they have good looks, you're attracted to them, they are, good in every aspect, that doesn't mean you've settled. A lot of times people think, well, I didn't get what I want, so I settled, but that's not really the case. So again, if the person has the looks that you want, essentially like attraction, like you're attracted to them, then they also have the personality in the whole package. As far as standards and values goes, they may not have met all your preferences, but that's okay. So that's why I say it's important to, when you do the count, like this woman's an 8, this woman's a 9, or vice versa, this man's an 8, this man's a 9. Do not just look at looks. Look at mindset, look at personality, character, and all of these things. And then your attraction to them. When you put that together, if they're fitting the bill of what your values and fundamental standards, then, and you guys are compatible, there's a connection, you guys can talk to each other, communicate properly, then why would you dismiss this person because they're not fitting the lifestyle that you want? And I think this happens a lot with women. Sometimes we watch TV and we see people in this lifestyle and we want it. And if we can't have it, we think we're settling. Oh, I have to get a regular dude. Yeah. because right now this isn't the lifestyle, that this is not the cards that's dealt for you right now. Or you're not meeting the qualifications that particular guy that you want. These types of guys, they don't want this. You may be not the weight they want. You may not be in the caliber that they want, or the social level that they want. Whatever it is, you may not be that for them. So no, you may not marry a millionaire. But does that mean you settled because you married someone who makes 70,000, 60,000? So he's regular now. So this is, I feel like we watch too much television, that anyone who is not, a celebrity, regular is bad. Basic, like a regular guy is bad, an average guy is bad. Everyone wants this above average man. Everyone wants this celebrity man. And it's like, but you basic. You ain't even all that. You not there. You don't even look that good. You're not even an 8. And so again, I really don't like the number spectrum, but a lot of people are saying it. So just to help you understand what I mean. But if you are a guy and you're doing the same thing, like you want your girl to be like, 8s, 9s, and 10s, and you want her personality great, you want her to be great in all aspects, and then you're not even an 8 or 9 or 10. Looks, body wise, money wise, you ain't even all of that. Like, I feel like we so busy talk about what we want, and we are not living out the things that we say we want. We're not fitting the bill for that. We have a long checklist of all that what we want in the mate, and we can't do it ourselves. We won't even meet our own standards. How lame is that? So I want to say, to wrap that part up, settling is not you getting, not what you want. Settling is getting what you deserve. Everyone deserves someone who is, loving, caring, who motivates and elevates them, who's ambitious, who, reaches for and aspires for greatness. So, respectful, wants to take care of themselves, takes care of themselves mentally, emotionally, and also take care of their outward appearance. We want people like that. And the only way you can do that is by putting things in perspective, holding yourself accountable, all of these things, getting your mind right. That's the only way you're going to be able to do those things. Being the best version of yourself, you find someone who's matching that. You're not settling if you got that. Settling is getting less than what you deserve. You get with a guy who's not elevating you. You get with a woman who's not elevating or respecting you. You get with someone who is not aspiring for, not even probably mediocrity. Like, they're just not trying their best to do and be great. You're getting someone who is not even full of love. They're full of toxic hate, bad vibes. Like, you're getting this. This is not what you deserve. No one deserves mistreatment, right? So when you're getting this is settling if you stay with someone. So when I said there's 2 reasons why people are in relationships long, and two reasons why people can't find the person they deserve is either 1, femininity or masculinity, or 2, they're in a relationship longer than they need to be in. So if you're in a relationship longer than you need to be in, then what are you doing? You're settling. How do you not get in a relationship, or how do you not stay in a relationship longer than you need to be? It's called crossroads, which I've talked about that. So to avoid settling, you create crossroads, and crossroads is you've come to a crossroad where you've realized that this person is they're creating or dismissing a standard or value. There's a deal breaker there. And since that deal breaker is met, since this standard is, have not that you want, it has not been met, or this value has not been met, or they've shown some lack of integrity or morals and things like that, you address the situation and say, hey, you said that, you value communication, or you said that you don't like mistreatment, or you don't like disrespect, but I'm getting this from you. And I don't like that. For a healthy relationship, this is what I would like. I would like for us to have a healthy relationship where we can speak and we can do this, whatever the issue is. And then if the person continues to do it again, how severe it is depends on how many chances you get. If it's severe, like severe, it's one chance. That one chance was you talking. That was it. That was the only chance. Not like I talk and then I'm gonna give you one more chance. Me saying that is the chance. And then number two would be I give you another chance after that conversation. Like, okay, we'll have one more conversation, but then that would be it if anything happens after that. If it's like stuff that's minor, you can give up to 3 chances, right? And when I say minor, it's like you're a person who likes pushing in chairs and things like that. But when it goes in a form of mistreatment, disrespect, though, cheating, dishonesty, things like that, because those things attack your values, one chance. In some cases, it may be none, depending on how severe it is, how far in the boundaries that they've gone. So when you say these crossroads, is either change or no change. So they decide, I'm going to change. Great. You move on happily ever after, quote unquote. If there is no change, either at that moment or right after, then you bounce. End of the road. We were in the relationship. And then I always say it's like end of the road, Boys to Men, but technically it's not, because if you listen to that song, Boys to Men are in a relationship longer than they need to be. Someone cheated on him and he's like, I'm going to stay with you. No, his crossroads should have been, you literally come to the end of the road. But a lot of times people stay in a relationship knowing they don't need to be in that relationship. Cut them loose. I think it's, like I said, sometimes one of the things is men lack masculinity, and that affects them find a woman they deserve. I think men need to be more masculine about what they want. So if you are a man and you are receiving disrespect from your woman, or your woman is not, meeting the standards and the personality, or she's not putting her looks together, like she's letting herself go, then you as a man would say, hey, these are my deal breakers. These are my standards. These are my values. I want my woman to put effort in how she looks, or I want my woman to do this with respect. Of course, everything I say is you need to say it in love. It may not feel like love sometimes when you're in the middle of scolding someone, but when you do this, I think a woman would be turned on more if you show more masculinity in that aspect. Like, how's it look for a man to say, oh, well, I don't like that you disrespect me? Like, he's like a punk. So you would say, no, you're not going to disrespect me. So this is how it's going to go. You either treat me with respect or this relationship's going to have to come to an end. Like, you would need to say it like that. Woman would say it a little bit more differently, but you would still say that as a woman. You would just say it more differently. You would say it differently because the way men receive things, and some men could receive that as respect. So you would say, hey, when we spoke earlier in our relationship, we said that we like to speak like adults and treat people with respect. I feel like I'm not getting that respect from you. So, I'd like to get that for this relationship to continue. And if they don't want to give you that, then you let them be where they are. You don't give ultimatums. You don't tell people what they need to do. You tell them what you want them to do for the relationship to continue. And if they don't want to do it, then the relationship doesn't continue. So they didn't do anything. You did. You left the relationship. And then you need to be committed to that. If you say you're going to do something, do it. You say you're going to leave, and leave with the quickness. Don't have them like when a guy says, oh, come back. No, come back. I'll change. No, it's not if you already gave them chances. No, it is. It is what it is. So if you go back to a person and they're not giving you what you deserve, that is settling. So now that you understand, that's why I talk about crossroads a lot. Crossroads is at the point of, will I stay and tolerate a relationship? Will I settle? Or will I get what I deserve? I deserve this type of treatment. I deserve this type of respect, this type of love, this type of elevation, all this that I say I wanted in the very beginning of a relationship. I wanted this and I deserve it, and I'm going to get it. And I'm going to get it either you're going to give it to me because you want, or I'm going to get it from someone else who wants to give it to me. And then here is you're deciding to settle. Over here on this spectrum, You got to a crossroad, you ignored the signs, or you felt that you weren't going to be loved, or you felt that this is all that you could get, or you were desperate, or you needed that baby or that child, or he's the father of your child, or she's your baby mama, or this is the first love of your life, this is your first, or whatever the reason is, you decided to stay in a relationship knowing it wasn't worth it. Now, you can be in a relationship where someone was great at one point, but then something changed. Maybe they're changing their weight. They don't care about how they look. And you can address those things, because a lot of times it could be depression. It could be things like that. But when it turns to people starting to mistreat you, and they were at one point good, and now they're mistreating you, then there's a communication barrier. Why? What's really going on? Talk to me. Like I tell you, I have children and they watch a show called Word Party. Word Party teaches these toddlers how to express what's going on with them. So when they're throwing a little tantrum, they say, hey, you can talk now. You're not a baby anymore. So you can use your words. So what is the word that you're looking for to express how you're feeling? Well, how is it that we are in our 20s and our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and we can't say how we're feeling? Open your mouth and say what it is you have to say. All this tantrums, silent treatments, attitude, lashing out. We too old for that. Say what it is that you're feeling. You know what? I feel some kind of way. When you told me this, I felt hurt. I felt disrespected. I felt misled. I felt devastated. I felt this. And a lot of times we don't want to be vulnerable with people, but you not wanting to be vulnerable, you being hardcore, makes it hard for the relationship to grow, because you don't want to properly communicate. Sometimes you have to be vulnerable. That's the only way you're going to have the relationship that is like this happy, cohesive, and healthy relationship, because you decided to break down some of these walls and get vulnerable with them. Now, if you feel like you can't get vulnerable, then why are you with this person? Because part of being vulnerable is trust. And I've said, which I'm giving too much because some of the stuff is in my book, but part of being in a relationship, a happy, cohesive, and healthy relationship, is being in a relationship with someone you respect, someone you trust, and someone that you're not gonna resent them, right? So if you can't trust someone, where is the relationship going? If you don't respect them enough to value their thoughts and their opinions and how they feel, their feelings and things like that, where's the relationship going? If you hold on to resentment and wishing shoulda, coulda, woulda, but you're not saying anything, where's the relationship going? So you have to understand that is truly important, to be with someone that you can trust. Trust is what helps to elevate the relationship to elevate, because you're getting vulnerable with someone. They're your confidant. When you call someone your friend, which I know we kind of throw the term friend around, which a lot of times people are our associates, but a true friend is someone who, they're your confidant. They know all your inner thoughts and all your inner fears, and all of these things. They're like your almost like your ride or die friend. And if this is your ride or die in a relationship, which ride or die, I mean, nothing's illegal that you guys are doing that you riding and dying for, nothing like that. But if this is a person that you're going to be with them till the wheels fall off, then this person, you can only have that when you're vulnerable. People use the term ride or die, but y'all not comfortable. Y'all don't know each other like that. Y'all in the ride or die. You just in the car dying. You just making poor decisions. So, so this is what we've talked about today. How you doing, Percy? Where I've been? Thanks. It's good to see you too. So I didn't do a live just last week because I was on the West Coast, and it was kind of hard to kind of get the times, to clash and stuff like that. But I did do a live Tuesday. So yes. And what's the best way to express? Let me put it up so I can see it real quick. Fish Stitz, thank you for chatting with us. What's the best way to express feelings as a man without looking too soft? And if I hear women like to say a man is too soft when he's expressing his thoughts and his feelings. And typically, if a woman actually says that to you, she does not like you, because women who like men are like that guy she's not going to call him soft. She may say other things like, you can be, I don't mind if you check me. You can be more aggressive. You can be more, masculine. Like they may say other things to kind of push you towards that, just so you know that. Because women who like you are not going to try to emasculate someone that they really love. Some women do it inadvertently, but most women won't. But the best way to express yourself without looking too soft is there is going to be some level of vulnerability, but you have to test the waters. You're going to have to see if you guys are having, like, is she having deep conversations with you? Because if it's one-sided, you may not want to get on that level yet, but you can still tell her how you feel. You can just say, like, if it's you just wanting to say that you like her, you can be like, hey, you know what? I'm feeling you. Like, let's say you guys aren't talking. You don't really, and you may have to give me more context. If you like someone, but you guys aren't dating, you can say, hey, you know what, we have cool conversation. I want to know, maybe we can talk more over lunch. I would say something like that. And the reason why I would say lunch other than dinner is because we have women who will go on dates with men for food. But if you want to know if someone really likes you, a woman who likes you does not mind having a conversation with you. And lunch, coffee, drinks, those are the best time to have conversations, because if you're going for drinks, you're literally only drinking something, whether it's coffee, tea, like alcoholic beverages. So those are the best places to have talks with people. I would be careful with bars, because you don't want to be in a predicament where she's drunk and, well, one of those little Law and Order SVU things. But get to a position where you can actually talk. If she takes you up on that offer, she likes you. Now, you can tell me if it's someone you're already with and you're trying to get more vulnerable. Be careful. I would say be careful of what you say. And the reason why I'm saying that is sometimes men like to talk about, oh, my last, and it's really them whining. So I will say that, like, oh, my last girl and everybody didn't like me and my mama did. You don't want to look like the guy who has no control over his life and he's blaming other things on his life situations. But if you mean vulnerable with how you feel about her, then you can just straight up say that without getting extra emotional. You know what? I'm feeling you. And I just want to know what you thought about that. I like your vibe. I like, our conversations, and I wanted to know, I like to be exclusive with you. I like to, for us to make it official. So you can just say it straight up without all the mushy. I mean, that's what I would say. You don't have to be all extra mushy or tell all your life stories, because some women may perceive that as not necessarily you being too soft, but you don't have control over your situations. You're blaming, oh, the man at work doing this to me, blah, blah, blah. So I wouldn't say soft, but I don't like whiny. And the best example I can give to that it, no matter, and this is going back to when I say looks and personality. If y'all watch the TV show Queen Sugar, if you haven't, it's a good show. But Queen Sugar, there's this guy called Ralph Angel. Good looking man. I tell you, I do not like his personality. He is whiny. He's always talking about, he's playing victimville. He's always something wrong. His situation is what it is because what someone has done. That is the most, like, it literally knocks down him being a 10 or whatever, because I think he's a model or something in real life, actor as well. But it knocks him down some levels, because most women would consider him a whiny baby, right? I wouldn't say he's soft, not that guy, but you don't want to come across as whining or playing the victim. Women do not like men who play the victim. I know women do it all the time, like to play victim, which is not a good trait either, but no one wants a man who's playing victim. I'm just saying, you could be a victim. You are, but don't show the world that. Don't show her that. Not if you're trying to be in your masculine state. I'm just saying. So I will have to have more context of what you're saying, but I hope I answered your question. Again, men typically hate rejection. Newsflash, women do too. But men, since you're the pursuer, you would get rejected more than a woman would. So it's harder for a man to really go up to a woman and say, I'm feeling you. I think you should Look at your relationship with this person. Like, do you guys have deep conversations? Does it look like she's talking to you, or is it just you? Is it one-sided? If it is, I wouldn't go into detail about your feelings, because she may not like you like that. But the way you can test the waters is when you do have conversation with this person, you can just be like, you know what, we have good conversation. Maybe we can continue that conversation over drinks, over lunch. I'm feeling you. You know, I like you. You cool. I'm feeling you. I'm starting to get feelings for you. You can just say it straight up, just like that. And you're gonna have to look cool about it instead of looking like you're scared and shaking and stuff. So, and whatever she says, it is what it is. What I've done is when I've been in situations where I felt like I didn't know what to say or what to do, I imagine someone who is that woman that I want, that characteristics that I want. And I like this show called A Different World. A Different World is one of my favorite shows. Anyone who went to college with me will tell you I watch that show all the time. My mom used to record it and I used to watch it. And so when I feel like I'm in a situation where I can't say anything, I imagine what would Whitley do or say, because even though some situations where she should feel ashamed or whatever it is, she is really she's a very confident woman. She's confident, she's feminine, and she says she knows what to say. So you may need to find a man who is masculine, and just imagine, like, not pretend to be him or no alter egos or anything, but just imagine if this guy was in this situation, what would he say? How would he handle it? And then imagine doing that. And I'm not saying the whole fake it till you make it. I'm just saying, imagine what would this person say? This person just has swag, like if you wanted swag in that situation and you feel like you lacked confidence, because swag is really a form of confidence. You feel that you lack confidence or swag, then pretend what would this person say in this situation, and then embody that person's mindset. So I'll tell you, the best thing you can do is be straightforward. Women like men who are straightforward. Just say it straight up, how you feel. Oh, it's your wife, but you well, if it's your wife, then you definitely should be able to talk to her. I've done those situations where I want to say something to my husband, I'm like, oh, can we talk for a minute? And then I just go straight into it. You should definitely be vulnerable with your spouse. You definitely should. You should be able to be vulnerable with them. So I know I've been vulnerable, and it takes time, because I've been married for 12 years, and over these years, man, over these years, I learned something new every time, because something new comes up, and I'm like, okay, this is a situation I don't know what to say, how to say it, so I'm just gonna say it, and then I do it. So again, if you're just tuning in, what I have been talking about, I started out talking about looks versus personality. Personality. A lot of times women say, well, I don't have the looks, but I have personality. I'm a great woman. I have great personality, but men don't want me. They say they want all these things in a woman, a potential wife, and I have all these qualities, except the looks department. I may not be as thin as they particularly want, or I may be thin. My weight may not be the problem, but my looks, my genetic features, I may not have the looks. So women will say, well, men don't want me, but they say they want X, Y, and Z, and I have X and Y. I just don't have the Z. I don't have the looks. So, and they get mad at men who want women with a certain look. But when a man doesn't have the look, but he has the personality, she dismisses that. Oh, his personality, okay, it's all right. He got a good personality, but he a square, he lame. And they like to use the terms educated lame, which I don't like that term, because it's hard to find, especially in the Black community. Not to say it's hard to find, but it's hard to see, or see the portrayal, not hard to see, but hard to see the portrayal of educated men. And when you call a Black man who has an education he has personality and all of these things, but because to you he doesn't have the swag, he's an educated lame. And that term, it really, I don't like it. I feel like, especially if you're a Black woman, how dare you? But I'm not here to talk about that right now. So we talk about this double standard that women want men to want them for their personality and not to look into their looks, but you looking all into a man's looks versus personality, when really beauty is something that you would think of for a woman, not necessarily a man. You would think of a woman to have beauty, and you want the man to be financially stable, to have, provide you emotional, financial security, and to have good character, to be attractive to you, but you're not looking for a model in a man. Okay, you're looking for a husband, you're looking for a father, you're looking for a great leader in your relationship and in life, right? And then if you don't get that man that who is six figures, with those locks, with the degree, with the money, with this, with the lifestyle that you want, it does not mean you're settling. Settling is getting less that you deserve. Getting what you deserve is, a man who can lead. And of course, I talk about what a man is who leads. L, he loves. E, he elevates. A, he inspires. D, aspires for greatness. D, he's dedicated to the things and the people who says he loves, and he serves his community through his gifts, talents, expertise, which means he's living out his purpose that is for him, right? And he is into family. He's not into, he's into marriage. He's into creating legacies, not just making babies. He's cared for the women who he makes babies with and the women he sleeps with. All right. That's a man of confidence. That's a man who knows his values. He don't just sleep with anybody, because he has self-control. He knows who he needs, who's even valuable to even get access to him in his body. And then you as a woman, of course, is doing the same thing. Who has access to you, your womb, and all those things. So if you are someone who is the right person, like great character, and this kind of guy, your looks are gonna elevate, because people with good personality, their looks are elevated. People who already have the looks but a stink personality, their looks are gonna go down, right? So I think that we should not just look at looks. If we're talking about what levels, like I don't know how to, if we're going to rate people, it needs to be a whole package, right? We need to rate people not with just looks, but with looks, personality, mindset, all those things. And if that person's an 8, that means they're 8 on all of it, right? And then that is what you deserve. That all these things that you want as far as standards, values, personality, character, and all those things, and attraction. Attraction, not they have to be Denzel, Michael B. Jordan, Lance Gross. I'm trying to name all people who are models as well. Brad Pitt, whoever's, like, you don't, Matthew McConaughey, like, you don't need to be these men. You just want him to be attractive and all those other things that you want. Just because you don't get the Brad Pitt, the Tay Diggs, and the Morris Chestnut look, it doesn't mean you settle. Settle is getting less than you deserve. Settling is being in a relationship with someone who has mistreated you, but you stayed. That's settling. Being in a relationship with someone who doesn't respect you or value you, that's settling. Not because you don't have the millionaire lifestyle, so you have to resort to having a normal lifestyle and therefore you're settling. No. Let's see. Yeah. White women don't call their educated men lame. It's not used in the same sentence. This is why we're at the bottom of the socioeconomic. Yeah, I think that, we are calling our men educated lame. And this is, again, terms for men who we, like, I guess what people would call a L, a loser, corny, square. Like they have book smarts, but they just don't have this swag. And women do want masculine men who have swag, which is a level of confidence and masculinity put together. And that's what you form with swag. It's short for swagger. So he has swagger. He is this little je ne sais quoi, which is a French term. Je ne sais quoi, something about him. It's his confidence in the way he moves, the way he deals with his masculinity. Women want that, and which is why sometimes women go to the bad boy, they go to the thug, the street guy, these kind of guys, the athlete, because these are the men with money, because they also, the reason why they have swag is because they have money, and sometimes money gives you that boost of confidence. And so with that being said, you become this man who exudes this masculine energy that a woman is craving. And sometimes men who are educated, and I'm not saying that this is true, but sometimes with men who are educated, they lack that level of swag, which means not we, but our community call these men lame. And you won't hear women of other groups calling their men lame because they are educated and lack swag. Their lame would be just someone who is an incel, involuntary celibate. They're not getting the woman they want because they just can't. Their looks just won't. Well, it's not even really their looks. They produce some type of insecurity. It's a feeling, it's an energy they put off. Because I've seen men who can get women and they don't have the look, but these types of men are men who are socially awkward. And it shows a level of creepiness, awkwardness, insecurity. And those men would be typically in other groups be called lame. But we call our men, just because they don't have this whole street attitude, lame. So yes. I wish we would do better about that. So with that being said, if you thought that you were settling because you had a regular dude, an average dude, he was a dude who was making his money, doing his thing, he was a family man, that does not mean he settled. But if he's with you and you're talking like this, as if you settled because he's not giving you the lavish lifestyle that you see on Hip Hop of Atlanta, whatever the name of the show is called, or all of those shows, then really he's the one who settled with you, because you lack the sophistication of personality and so much to be with a good man. And he's missing out on being with a woman who supports and loves him, because, and then you're worried about a certain lifestyle, and because you can't have it, you settle with him. And if you are a man thinking the same thing, then I would say that as well. So if you want to have something to say, if you're on Instagram, there's a link for you to join. Let me see. And then if you are on YouTube, Facebook, you can click the link. I'll post it in. It should be on here. There's a link. You should be able to see it, the StreamYard link, if you want to join. You can have your just audio or video. I prefer video, but if you just want to talk, you can do that. And then have your avatar just be talking. So, and for those who are watching, I truly appreciate it. If you didn't watch the last stream, you can. I posted videos on there. I will be posting more content on my channel and then on the Philip Scott Show. Just trying to get those done. So right after this, I'll be working on that. So I'm going to put a pencil in what I'm going to talk about then. And then I'll get those videos up as soon as possible. So that way I can remember on that. And then let's see. Do you think it's the programming? For example, Beyonce made a song called I Need a Soldier. And throughout the whole video, there were street dudes. And this is just one example. Well, it is programming. And the reason why I say that is because just like when you see videos that men have and they put video vixens on there, that's the look. The look sells. But men don't necessarily want that, because a lot of men are saying they want natural women. And since those looks are inauthentic, then that. But as far as the Beyonce song, I Need a Soldier, she's showing thug, but what they're really saying is what I was saying. Women want men who are masculine. Plain and simple. You don't have to be a thug. I'm telling you, a lot of women lack the intelligence of looking to understanding what true masculinity is. They just see it as an aggression. So they look at men who are exuding this macho-ness, and those are going to be athletes, street dudes, thugs, bad boys, however you want to call them. They're looking for that guy because that guy clearly shows those signs. But you can be an educated man and show that. A lot of women now are going towards the business / street dude kind of guy. And the best example I can give is Power. They're looking for like Ghosts. He can put on a suit and be a business dude. But what makes him, because they don't really show him doing the whole, his illegal dealings, they don't really show him actually doing that because he has Tommy and all those other people handling those things. So really, he just has the attitude of a leader, the attitude of a masculine man. So when a woman says, I need a soldier, they're really saying, I want you to show your masculinity, your assertiveness. And I try to say assertiveness and aggressiveness because aggressiveness is going to be rooted in insecurities. He's that, I'll fight you in a moment kind of dude. He doesn't control his temper kind of guy. But the guy who is assertive, he is someone who is confident. So he's confident and bold about it. And so in that song, that's not going to go away. That part, I don't think it's programming. I think it's socially. Women look to men to be leaders. When you think about a soldier, this guy can protect. He can, what's that movie that Michael B. Jordan played where he was a soldier and he went to, he protected, his wife ended up dying in the movie in the very beginning. But they want that. They want someone like who has the skill sets. They have the skill set needed to protect, like physically protect. They can also protect the woman's heart so they can be soft in some instance. They can, provide financially. Women are looking for soldiers. They're looking for men who exude masculinity. That's not going to go away. Even these modern women keep talking about, they're acting modern, but they still want a man who is providing. He needs to make equal or more because they know deep down they want a man who is in a leadership position. They don't want a man who they feel that they have control over. So if you're wondering why women are saying, I don't want a man make less than me, it's because they feel like they're going to be in control. And women really do want to be they want their men to be masculine. Even though women aren't showing their feminine side all the time, they want their men to be masculine. So for them, it's important that a man is taller than them because it shows that they can protect or lead. They want a man who can be a financial breadwinner because they feel protected. They want to be in the feminine state. They want the man to be in the masculine state. Even if the woman's not doing what she needs to do to be feminine and she is emasculating him or blah, 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 she still wants that. She wants a masculine man. And I don't know if that's going to go away with that. I have to say this one last thing. I showed a black college girl of a black man in a suit, and she said, "Oh, I will run all over him." Well, I was floored. Like you said, women lack the intelligence. Yeah, because sometimes women think that, there's some women who they know they need a certain level of control. And I'm gonna, I probably already showed this video. Everyone already seen it, but it's the video with Lisa Ray played in this TV show, All of Us. And she's a woman that she really can't have a nice guy as far as when not nice guy, but she needs a man to put her in check. She needs a man who she can't run over. And so with her ex-husband, he had to put his foot down. He had to be a little bit more assertive with her. And maybe this woman is like that. She needs a man because she's probably controlling or something like that. She needs a man who is really gonna be assertive. And this is why I said it's important for a man to have crossroads. When a woman ain't doing what you want, you either say you do it or I'm out. not like you make her do it. And you say, you do these things that I want, like these are my values, these are my standards. So you pretty much tell her, these are my standards, these are my values, these are my deal breakers. If you can't do that, when those, you know, deal breakers are met, and you say, hey, this is what I want for the relationship to continue. If you can't do that, I'm out. So that's why it's important that you do that right away, because if you don't, she will push over you. She's going to figure out where your boundaries are, what she can get away with, just like children do. But yeah, if she said that, then that means she knows she has a strong personality, and she may have some masculine traits about herself. So she feels that a man in a suit, if he's not assertive, exuding masculinity, he probably would run. He would need to be with someone very feminine. This is why men are saying they want feminine women, because a lot of women are controlling. And I don't think that being feminine means you're weak. I don't think being feminine means people are going to run over you, because I would consider myself feminine, but I don't let people run over me. I just don't. Not even my husband. No one will run over me, because I have crossroads. Even when you're married, you don't stop doing crossroads. Crossroads is pretty much saying there's a boundary, there's a line that needs to be drawn. Okay. So my time is up. I don't want to go too long because it's been an hour now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am going to, if you want to book a session with me, you are able to do that. MrsDanielleDeVita.com. MrsDanielleDeVita.com. You can book a session with me. So I will head out. Thank you for tuning in. Take care. Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the when to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive, thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, he's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter if you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making. Now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't. We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should. My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit MrsDanielleDeVita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today.